and welcome to episode 2 of Idle Champions Presents Fatebreaker. This is Reflections of the Past. As always, thank you to the Idle Champions players for voting and for tuning in. We acknowledge that the stakes are high and no small part to those votes, but we ask that you please respect the cast, avoid backseating. Again, there's 100 reasons why a person might not make the most optimal choice in the moment or the choice that you think is optimal, because as much as we are playing a game, we are telling a story, so please respect everyone. I'd be remiss if I didn't say it's still weird not introducing everybody. That's my new introduction, is me saying it's weird not introducing everybody. I will say also, although the votes are public, I would ask that you not put the votes in chat, because if people have made it this far and don't know the vote results, just let them find out organically. Not everybody in this very cast knows all the vote results, which is great for me because, like, there's relevant things in the votes. So we'll just let it come out organically. The Idle Champions chess code for this episode is Thellora ICP-6. Which, of course, I have to recite as my verbal component of a spell here. So that would be Thellora Ibrahim would be the reward. That is 1 gold Thellora chest, who is live now in Idle Champions. That expires on October 30th at 9 a.m. Pacific. We have our gargantuan giveaways that I'm sure you saw during V's wonderful video there at the beginning. We will run the entry for the drawing during the break. Watch for the prompt in chat from our moderators, and we will let you know the winner at the end. So, for US and Canada, the giveaway is the D&D Icons of the Realms Planescape Adventures of the Multiverse limited edition box set, which is really cool. Includes 3 medium-sized creatures and 2 large-sized creatures. Quebec is excluded from this giveaway. Again, Quebec, you know what you did. Use code ICP20 at dndmini.com for 20% off your next order, excluding foam and life-size replica. Thank you, WizKids. It expires on November 22nd. We have Canadians on the cast right now. I won't put you all on the spot to atone for Quebec's misdeeds.
I'll atone for Alberta's misdeeds. They are manifold.
I was about to say, and lo are they weighty, you know? For the international giveaway is the Idle Champions Thellora's Arrival Collection. So you get a Harmonium Thellora theme pack with Lumi the Fire Elemental. You get a Hands of Havoc Widdle skin and feet pack, a Mind's Eye Nahara skin and feet pack, a Heralds of Dust Uriah skin and feet pack. This prize cannot be split up and it is non-transferable. Make sure to check your whispers when the giveaway closes. The winners will be announced at the end of the episode. And as always, thank you to our moderator, Jay, for being here in chat to keep everything safe and chill. And with that, on with our story. I will begin with a slight recap of what happened last week. We came in and we saw Queen Nahara and King Uriah ruling over Darkon. King Uriah trying to find a way to reunite the disparate kingdoms of the Mist into a single contiguous land as it was in times long past. The Raven Queen herself arrived to speak to the two of them, drawing the recently released Dark Lord Widdle to come and speak as well, saying that there was a treachery afoot that threatened all lands everywhere, all lands, all people, all times, and that she needed you to help, and that she had already gathered 2 other heroes to come and assist in this mission as well. You all were transported to the city of Sigil, where you met Thellora, the Centaur warrior, and Jang Sao, the astral satyr. But very quickly were thrown into a chaotic mix as a young red-haired halfling came running up to you, offering to sell you a watch. Tasala was his name. The Lady of Pain appeared very quickly afterwards, and while he fell to his knees worshiping her, one thing you all have come to realize quite quickly is worshiping the Lady of Pain is not the move in Sigil. She is not a god and does not want that, so she banished him before your very eyes to a prison, a maze of basically infinite isolation. And yet, although you saw this with your very eyes, that same halfling appeared mere moments later, escorting you all out of the bazaar as it became clear that adventurers were being rounded up and questioned there. T'Sala revealed to you that yes, he was banished and that you all saved him. You all gave him a list of things that he was supposed to do and things that he was supposed to tell you, up to and including sending him to meet with who we eventually found out was the almighty Xanadar. But we will get back to that momentarily. On your way to break into the prison to meet the almighty Xanathar, you ran into Riddle, which is Widdle's auto-gnome creation, and found out that apparently Riddle's doing all right out here in the spaceways, here at the city of the center of the universe. Once you got into the almighty Xanathar's prison, you told T'Sala to have him find out why were the adventurers being arrested. And the almighty Xanathar told you it was because apparently someone had robbed the Lady of Pain's vault, which is nigh unthinkable, and stolen an object that apparently was capable of manipulating all of time and space, a black box with gold runes. No sooner had this been revealed to you that Manshun, or more accurately, the last clone of Manshun, an iconic and very evil archmage from the Sword Coast, appeared, claiming that you all thought you could defeat me. And while he was about to unleash some particular arcane cataclysm upon you, giving just a small taste of his power with his giant construct Marut bodyguard, detaching its arms and attaching both Widdle and Jang Sao, some sort of arcane eruption went off in the prison and began drawing everyone and everything into this swirling, chaotic portal. The last thing you saw was it very much looked like Manshun also had no idea what it was that was going on here. Specifically, the flow of temporal magic shifts, speeding up and tightening and creating a rippling center of stillness like the eye of a storm. This isn't Manshun's doing, though, and as he looks around in anger and confusion, both hands on Fatebreaker as if to focus its magic, and then that magic explodes. An Eldritch vortex opens up, dragging Manshun and his Marut into it, then widening to encompass you as well. Everything around you fades to white, and in that bright storm, you see other figures suddenly appearing, armored forms with weapons at the ready, vaguely humanoid shapes surrounded by magic, hulking monsters leaping over each other as they fight their way through the center of the storm. And then that center is around you, and everything goes dark. Jang Sao. As this chaotic scene is unfolding before you, an awareness that you are quite accustomed to comes over you of you have seen all of this before. And everything starts to slow down as this wave of energy is coming towards you. One of your portents was a natural 20, which means you could exchange it basically to succeed in any one thing, essentially. Would you like to exchange your natural 20 for a second shot at something?
A second shot? Yes, let's do it. I was going to save it for a better haircut, but I guess this is a little bit more important.
Yes, Jang Sao, this like giant robotic fist which had like hit and grabbed you is like being pulled away. As you notice, it actually sprouted legs and a torso to stand there, and it's like scrambling, trying to still reach at you as it is drawing back. And as time slows down, in the corner of the room, you see a figure you haven't seen in some time. Has it been days? Has it been centuries? But there's a child in a black robe that is covered with stars, in eyes as black as the universe itself, but speckled with starlights and galaxies and constellations, standing in the room. And they just look at you and smile.
Upon seeing this familiar face, Jang Sao's heart bursts with joy, and she walks over and caresses her face. Quinn. Even a moment without you felt like centuries. How are you? And pats her face.
She just holds a finger up and holds it over her lips like, and turns and points. And as you see the almighty Xanathar is floating there, eye beams erupting out of him as he's just shooting at people during the prison riot, trying to find a way to save himself. And just to the side of him is a floating mass of water with a large goldfish in it.
Jang Sao leans into Quinn and whispers, "Doesn't that look like our little stars floating in the sky, except a very large one? Perhaps I can bring him to you." Is the Xanathar paying attention to me at all?
Everything is essentially in super slow motion. I mean, he's got a lot of eyes. One of them is on Silgar because it is holding him up telekinetically. But essentially, it's like this mystical explosion is coming your way right now. Like,
oh, this explosion's coming. Okay. Oh, do I steal the fish? I mean, I have to, right? I should. I look down to Quinn and I say, in this moment that I have with you, ones that I have so far and few in between, I must know. Are you doing all right?
you see she reaches up, and where you have a significant bruise from this Marut hitting you, she just sort of like runs her hand across your face and you feel the bruise going away. And she just kind of nods. But then she goes,
"Oh, yes. Okay, how do I get out of this? Okay." I look at her and I say, "Until next time." Oh, how do I get out of this? Did I use my 20 to see her?
the 20 is this opportunity to come back and steal Silgar before this chaotic devastation is unleashed. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to cast Find Familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're gonna do a little switcheroo here.
Okay.
And Jang Sao reaches into her bag and grabs her paintbrush and leans down to Quinn and says, "If I may paint with you one more time, lend me your most beautiful gold."
You see she opens up her robe, and again, everything on her is like jet black with like twinkly stars. But when she reaches inside, she pulls out this kaleidoscopic collage of colors that you can find in every nebula, the astral planes, every manner of things that exists out in the stars and sky, and just like holds it out to you.
And I dip my brush into her finest sparkly gold and proceed to paint a gorgeous giant goldfish that looks close enough to Silgar. And then I pat her on the head once again. I say, "Thank you." Now, how would I get is Silgar considered a monster? No, he's not a monster, right? How can I?
So, this Silgar, as you get close to him, is just a goldfish. He is floating there with like no eyes of judgment whatsoever, just vibes. It's like a cataclysm is erupting all around you.
No thoughts. Okay, and so let's see. I try to stand between the the eye line of the Xanathar, and I just do a little quick switcheroo. And I put my familiar into the tank and I just pocket Silgar into my coat.
I'm gonna say as an astral wanderer, I'm gonna say that you have a container of some sort that'll hold him at least for a little while, so it's not just like raw dog fish in your coat, because I don't think that's your intent, right? Like you want him. This, right?
I totally have it. Yeah. I totally have my lantern that I keep all my precious things in.
Got it. As you put him in there, you see Silgar immediately starts like swimming around in what looks like this like nebula. And the Xanathar's eye is still on the other one, and you see one of the stalks begins to rotate like it's about to look at you, and then everything goes black, Jang Sao. Nahara. You've had your fair share of experience with oblivion, with that space in between life and death. This endless cycle of rebirth. But this is a little different. This doesn't feel like the absence of death. This feels almost like the absence of everything. You don't feel Uriah. You don't feel your companions. You don't even feel yourself. But you do start to feel a light. It's not particularly warm, but it is pure. Like a distillation of justice, but not necessarily a distillation of mercy. Curious that you'd be here.
Who are you?
Forgotten that you've encountered me before so quickly,
Do I see anything at this point?
As of now, it's just this light that is just sort of bathing you. But it's a strange experience because it's not you. It's not like you can see your hands. It's not like you feel your body. It's just something of you is bathed in this purifying light.
I can't say that this is a feeling that's familiar to me. Are you able to show yourself?
Ah, yes. Where are my manners? In Nahara, you feel yourself appear, standing in this light, and in front of you is a tall man in a white garment that is sparkling with platinum inlays. He looks like a very beautiful elf, towering over you. I thought this might be a more agreeable form to parley.
You say we've met before, but I don't remember.
Yes. This is an odd place to find a mortal, such as it is. There are odd things afoot, such as it is, and so I felt that I should intervene. Does this help at all? And he just like kind of puts his hand under his chest, and on his face appears what looks like a platinum medallion of a dragon in profile. Anything?
Ah, yes. Forgive me, have I met my final death? Is this...
Ah, yes!
Did something happen to me?
No, well, a number of things are happening to you, but no, I don't believe this is your final death. Do you think it's your final death?
It's hard to say, I don't know what that feels like.
Well, I suppose everyone only learns the once, right? By definition, it's a final death. Just to make sure that you and I are in alignment here, you are Nahara.
Yes, I do remember it this time.
Yes. Although I didn't know that you were capable of absconding from your previous locale, I am Lord Bahamut. I don't make it to the Dread Domains too often. They are normally outside of my purview, as you might imagine.
Yes, I can imagine why.
Tell me, Nahara, how did you get here? What business are you about?
I wish I could answer that question for you. I don't know how I got here. And I don't know how I got the 3 previous heres. But
valid.
We've encountered, I guess, a warning from the Raven Queen, who had sent us on a whatever mission this is. But the TLDR is that the Lady of Pain is missing a relic. A black cube with gold runes, I believe. And I think if that thing is not placed back where it is, something catastrophic will happen.
And what is the nature of this Tildir, this relic you speak of? Did you TTLD?
I'm not sure that's... No, I don't know if the relic itself has a name. But
it was like slang. It's like mortal speak. It's the TLDR.
Yes.
I've learned something.
I pick up things along the way. It just seemed appropriate.
It is working for you. And this, let me guess, since you're a hero, the Raven Queen's invested, is something about the fate of the world and blah, 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 blah.
Pretty much, yes. I just, to be honest, I don't know how my party can achieve such a thing. It seems beyond our power, beyond our knowledge.
Yes. Now I understand. I think you and I are at an interesting opposite ends of the table here. You have the will to intervene, and yet fear you do not possess the power. I, of course, have the power, but I do not always have the will.
Why is it that you're not intervening, if you're able?
There are rules that we must abide by. There are many powerful entities in this plane and all the other, and the only way that we sort of coexist is we kind of agree that you'll be over there and I'll be over here. The Lady of Pain is on Sigil, I'm on Mount Celestia, my sister is... I tell you what. If things are as bad as you say, I will linger nearby. Perhaps I might be of some assistance in the future, again, such as it is.
How is it that you're able to help?
Well, And you see he just turns and he like looks off into the distance and he's like, How about I just help provide a guide?
Usually, and forgive me for, I don't mean to be rude, but I have learned to be distrusting in the transactional nature of gods.
Quite wise.
I will gladly take any assistance, but what is it that you ask for in return?
You have achieved great wisdom, Nahara. You know, when something is free, it isn't free. When something is free, you are the commodity. You should be very wary about any accord or agreements for help. And you see he stops and he looks in the other direction for a second. Very wary about any accords. I, for my part, wish nothing. You don't have to do anything at all. I have a vested interest in the triumph of good. And I see, and he like looks you up and down. It's like a complicated nature in you.
I cannot say that in my lifetimes I have always made the right decisions. I had, for a long time, been fueled by anger and revenge over things that had been done to me. But what I have found is that vengeance is like a cup that can never be filled. And no matter how much I chased it and gotten revenge, and I did get revenge, there's an emptiness in it. And it wasn't until I found love that it was like all of that, everything that I had been chasing, something had filled a deep wound inside of me. And so now I do not fight for vengeance, but I will fight for justice when I see it. And so if there truly is nothing that you want from me in return, I do offer at least a boon of my service in a time of need, should you need it.
Interesting. You see, he sort of reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a single platinum dragon scale, not much bigger than a coin. And he says, I think the time will come that you will need use of this. And he hands it to you. I think you will know when the time comes.
Thank you. May I ask you something?
Yes, but I fear our time is drawing to a close.
Just
There are
really-
odd powers at work here, yes.
I'm sure, and you don't have, I don't even need the explanation. I just, if you know.
You'd like the TLDR.
Yes, that's it. The only thing I seek in my life is to help Uriah become Uriah again, fully. Is there a chance?
Here is what I will tell you about your Uriah. What I understand is heroes. Do you know what makes a hero, Nahara?
I can't say that I do.
The measure of heroism is sacrifice. Has anyone given up more than your Uriah?
No.
He just reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, I have, sadly, no idea where his path leads or yours. But I can guarantee that in the fullness of time, no hero goes unrewarded. You seem like you could use
a hug?
Yes.
Is that what you're... Oh!
Yeah. I don't want to make it weird. I'm just offering you.
I'm not sure that I've hugged a god before, but I will accept. And she just little shy goes in.
And when you feel his arm sort of wrap around you, Nahara, it actually kind of makes sense that, again, although Bahamut is a good god, he is a just God. He is not always a merciful God. And something about doing what needs to be done very much sort of resonates with you, Nahara. In this moment, passes away in a flash. Uriah. Similarly, nothing. Nothing. You too have experienced the state beyond life and death, the abyss of not existing. And this is not that. And you hear a familiar voice saying, Uriah? Uriah, what are you doing here? Hey, you're like a king guy. That's cool. Wait, no, Uriah, why are you here? You are muted, King Uriah.
Well, that's just tradition. Do I recognize this voice? Specifically?
It is a voice that you have heard many times, but not for some time. Your old friend Mangata, the time dragon.
Oh, Mangata, thank the gods you're here. Where are you? Where am I?
Yeah, okay, so, hi, hey, wait, your face is like stubbly? What is that? What is the...
Yes, I recall our former conversation regarding Beard Quest, and actually the non-temporal nature of our conversations has actually been very helpful in helping me understand the current situation. There's a lot of, I believe it's called timey-wiminess involved, and that's your wheelhouse, isn't it?
You understand what it's like being me. And in front of you, you see Mangata doesn't manifest completely. She looks different here. Again, she being a creature of both being fully dragon and fully temporal. She exists kind of outside of time. So you see kind of that vague outline of a very large dragon now. You realize you're talking to her somewhere later in her life. And she says, Ooh, Beard Quest. Like, I like that. That's like, but it sounds like so important. It's like Beard Quest.
Beard Quest, yes. You'd mentioned that to me before. I'm not sure if it's later for you from your perspective or not. But yes.
That does sound like something I'd say.
In brief, I believe that we have or are going to travel in time. And actually, that's why I'm very glad to speak to you, because you're the only person I know who will really fully comprehend this sort of thing. There was a halfling, and the Lady of Pain banished him to some extra-dimensional prison, but then he reappeared saying that we had been the ones to save him. So that, from our perspective, is something we have yet to do, but we clearly have done it from his perspective. Yes?
Right. Hey.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, okay, all right.
So there was an archmage, and I don't know how exactly I knew who he was, but it just sprung unbidden to my mind. The knowledge that he was Manshun, some sort of clone, oddly enough, given my situation. A clone of some sort of criminal mastermind, the founder of some sort of
Zentarum? Yes, it's Zentarum. I would say Zentarum, but it's one of those things I've only read, I've never heard.
It's some sort of criminal organization on another world, Faerun. Yes, but he is the archmage that we were warned about, and he spoke about us in the past tense, and then everything went, well, a little pear-shaped.
Uriah, so, hi, hey, Mangata, you remember me? Like
I do. Yes,
okay.
I experience time in a linear fashion, so yes.
That must be exhausting. Just like just in a line, right? Well, no, but Uriah, here's the problem. Okay, so little freaked out right now because you're here, but you're only here. You're not the other places. You're only here.
Are you saying that I only exist at this moment in time?
Yeah, which is weird because normally, we've been riding and there was there was that thing with my hatchling that you helped me with. I mean, that was kind of a bummer. But you know, like we talked, and then like the beat, like you get the like your like it's like a bushy thing, like when you would like lay your head on my head to sleep, and it feels so nice. It's like your head's a pillow, but like no, but none of that. Like it's not that. Just you're just here.
And I don't exist at any point in the future either?
We're speaking as a creature that only exists at all points. You only existing at this point is slightly off-putting. Did you do something with time?
At this point, the ghostly image of the now completely skeletal Aslan materializes beside Uriah.
Yes, off-putting is a word for it. And yet, perhaps there is opportunity in this.
Oh, you remember Aslan Rex, Mangata?
Yeah, normally the creepy voice comes out of you. Seeing the creepy voice like exported to be adjacent to you is equally off-putting.
At this point, over his other shoulder, a translucent green version of Firanz Alhonen, the other component, appears. Yes, it is rather strange, isn't it? Hello, Mangata. How are you?
Uriah, it's like you if you got a glow up. Like, look at him. He's like so smooth. Like at his hair is so nice.
Yes. As you might be aware, we were until recently fused into one entity that, let's call him Uriah Rex. Why isn't there any component of my name in there? Well, it's just for the sake of simplicity.
Your name doesn't exactly like roll off the tongue like Firanz Alhonen, you know, like it's...
I actually resent that. Please, there's really no time, Uncle.
Literally, there's no time.
Yes. So we only exist. We, the three of us, only exist at this one point in time. Does Aslan still have a past? Does Firanz Alhonen?
You see, is she sort of like squints for a second, like you hear the rumble of a thunderstorm that is very loud. Even in this place of kind of nothingness, you see it begins to light up and flash a bit. And she says, King Uriah Rex Ahonen, I might be able to help steer you towards where you need to go next. I can do that. Yeah.
I suppose it's lovely seeing you again, Mangata, and you look magnificent. I've never seen you so resplendent.
This is what I'm always like. You just can't, see it usually. I mean, I guess sometimes I'm like objectively smaller because I was younger and also older. But Uriah, I really enjoy our time. I hope you find a way to get it back.
Yes. Do you have any further information on that beard quest thing? I'm doing my best. I only started respirating and growing hair again very recently.
Oh, hang on a second. Something's wrong. Uriah, something's wrong. You should go. You should go right now.
How do I do that? How do I go?
All of you see a swirling like kaleidoscope of visions. You see yourself standing in a castle where the stones shimmer blue and white, in which are revealed to be slightly translucent when you are looking at them. And everything swirls and everything kind of coalesces, and you find yourself standing 100 paces from the bank of a broad silvery river, winding easily through thin forest and scrubland towards open water a few miles away. The world around you is dim beneath roiling storm clouds, flaring with blue-white lightning, the same blue-white lightning that you just saw, Uriah. There is no sign of Manshun or his Marut bodyguard, nor of any of the other groups you saw that were shunted through the vortex in the prison. No settlement can be seen, but a light through the trees reveals a village not far away. And the five of you are standing there.
Oh,
is everyone all right?
There you are. I saw Mangata.
Mangata?
I'm sorry.
How are they doing?
I'm sorry, everyone. It's a dragon friend of ours. She's well, looking quite impressive, actually. But I'm so glad to see all of you, but you especially, my dear.
I'm so glad to see that you are all right and that everyone's all right.
Yes, did
Did Mangata
anyone
have
else?
Did Mangata have anything helpful to say since she's around in every time, and that's anything useful?
Well, any conversation with Mangata is usually a little confusing given the, not any fixed point in time nature
Yeah.
of it. But speaking of which, she did say, and I'm not sure if this necessarily applies to all of us, but apparently I do not exist at any other point in time but now, which is odd, which is concerning. One should have a past and hopefully a future, but
well, that could be a good thing, right? Because if you've done things bad in the past, that means you get to rewrite it.
I suppose.
It's a very positive way of looking at things, actually.
But I mean, I certainly recall my past, and I assume all of you do as well, but Aslan said something about it being an opportunity. I didn't like the sound of that at all.
Widdle, when you all are here talking, you start to feel a vibration in your pocket, in the pocket that you put the aura in. It's like vibrating.
I don't know if it's supposed to do that.
Oh.
It's... I don't even really know how to read it.
Well, this sort of thing is your bailiwick, though, isn't it? You make things like that, no?
Widdle, when you kind of like pop it open and the ring starts spinning, you see one of the rings is spinning this time, but the other one is still. And you hear a cheerful voice say, "World of Toril, continent of Faerun, the Moon Sea. World of Toril, continent of Faerun, the Moon Sea."
Am I about to get board a train? What's who is that?
Is that where we are? Or is that where we're going?
Anyone ever been to Faerun before?
Faerun, that's where that fellow Manchun is from, yes?
That is, and also Uriah. Hang on, let me tell you something very specifically here. I have many things that I'm keeping track of. When you were running through the bazaar, you bought some maps from a gnome. One of those had Faerun written across the top of it.
I think we're here. And she holds up the map of Faerun and shows it to everybody.
Oh, we've already arrived then. What does one do in Faerun?
Thellora, give me a nature check, please.
I knew this was coming. Part of me knew it was coming. Okay. Oh, not bad. 16.
Actually, give me a perception check also, Thellora.
Right. And I do have an advantage on this one. I don't really know why, but I really don't need it. Wait, I'll roll it again. It's 16. Oh, even better. 17.
Perfect. Actually, before we move too far, we have a couple of housekeeping things we need to do. As you all emerge from this portal, you all gain the benefits of a long rest. So all of your skills, all of your hit points, everything is back. Which means we have a little housekeeping with Jang Sao to do here. We're going to have to roll a couple of things. First, we got to figure out, are you wheel or woe for the day? Are you able to help? Are you able to hinder? So just roll a d20 and let's see if it is odd or even.
Oh boy, here we go. That is an even.
All right.
It's a wheel, right?
That is wheel. That is good. You get to help. And then you're going to roll 2 more d20s for your portents for the day, for having seen what is to come.
All right, here we go. That's a 13.
Mm-hmm.
And a 7. Woo!
But that's actually not bad, because what you can do with these is same things. Like perhaps an enemy is about to hit, or an enemy got a crit, and you can replace that with the 7. So it's making people fail is still useful. So yeah, no, you got options. Okay, so
Yay.
Thellora, sorry.
Yep.
2 things you realize as you all are sort of poring over these maps. You being of all of these far-traveled heroes, you're kind of the only one that did a lot of traveling, like outside in the woods and roughing it. You know, these are largely city and star heroes here. So as you look at this map, you realize this map is roughly where you are. Like, I mean, you're like, there's that water, there's that hill, you know, like that's this place. But on the map, there is a large keep, like a very big settlement that should be to the east that is not there. You're sure this is this land, but this thing that is on this map is not there.
You know, I'm from an area of Faerun, although this is sort of different. And Thellora is going to take the map and sort of just hold it up. I recognize some of these places, although I haven't been in a while. But there's something missing over here. This is where we are, but there's a major landmark that's not there.
Oh dear. So someone has been altering the fabric of your homeworld?
I don't know. But to be honest with you, it sort of makes sense. This Mugatu, wait, Mongoose. That you
Mangata.
saw.
Mangata. She's a
Oblongata.
She's a moonstone dragon. I'm not sure if you've encountered them, but they don't experience time in a linear fashion as we do.
Did they tell you anything else? Anything besides the fact that you don't exist, except for right now and moving forward? Did they say anything about where we are?
Oh, she said that this is where we needed to go.
What?
She said that she could help me along to where we needed to be. I assume, well, in a certain sense, we are fated to perform at least some actions. For example, freeing that halfling fellow from his extra-dimensional prison. Obviously, he could not have reappeared to us without us having successfully done that. So we must do that at some point in the future. Although I don't know why we're on Faerun, was it? If that's the case.
None of you have ever been to Faerun at all before? None of
Widdle.
you? Oh.
Widdle, you have been to Faerun. Your battle against the Cult of the Dragon to stop Tiamat's resurrection was on Faerun. It was a little distance, right? A few days journey from here. But you've been to this plane before. Also, Waterdeep is in Faerun. Widdle's been to Waterdeep, right?
Yeah, Widdle's been to Waterdeep.
Yeah. It takes a second to notice some of the flora and fauna, Widdle, that you're like, wait a sec.
He's been to a lot of places.
Yeah, a lot of places. Yeah, Widdle's been all over. Yeah.
Sorry for your moss tree. Was that? I think I've seen this before, and she takes out a dehydrated razorvine leaf again out of her pocket, crushes it in her hand, and
Do you really think
blows
this is
it.
the time to be smoking, Riddle?
You know what? I quit a long time ago, actually. I got these razorvine leaves now. It's like a nicotine patch. It also exposes any kind of portals that are around us.
Widdle, as you blow your razorvine leaf to like look for any portals, they just go bananas, haywire, like nonsensical flight through the like. It's like everywhere is a portal.
Well, explain this. Are we supposed to pick one? We'll
Are
pick a different one?
Do they look stable?
No.
great.
Using unstable portals is never a wise maneuver unless one wishes to lose a limb or two.
So-
Tell me, Thellora, is
Yes.
the nature of your homeworld like this usually? Where I come from, it's not unusual to see landmarks just vanish overnight, but I assume from your reaction, that's not the case here, usually.
Oh, I mean, of course not without somebody, explaining where it's going to go or where it might possibly come back. But what stands out to me the most is that this is a map. And a map is supposed to map out things that exist. For it to be not on the map, it had to be someone who specifically left it off the map. Because why would they go through the trouble of erasing it?
Or maybe we're just here existing before it was built.
Oh.
Time, yes, of course. We may be traveling in time as well as dimensions.
Space.
In space,
Well,
relative. You know,
That confuses things. That
That
really
could explain
confuses-
why. I don't know if that explains why the thing that Mugata told you about existing only in this one spot. But
Yes, well, if
I don't
we've
know whether it.
If we've become, again, this is all strictly theoretical, but if we've become unmoored from time somehow, then yes, we could be in the distant past or, I suppose, the distant future of your world, where whatever you're talking about either hasn't been constructed yet or long after it's been destroyed. What exactly is missing, by the way?
the moment that you say that, Widdle, the Ori pings again, and that voice says very cheerfully, 1496, the year of the duplicitous courtier. 1496, the year of the duplicitous courtier.
1496. Thellora.
1496?
Was that before
Actually-
or after? You lived here.
Thellora,
Yeah.
you being the only person that does live on the prime material plane, 1496 is this year. Like, that's now.
What about right now? We are in 1496, so well,
Interesting.
So this is present day.
Does that seem linear to you, Thellora? Like when you lived here, that was just like
Yes.
what, a year ago?
that structure should still be there. It should still be on all maps, and for all intents and purposes, if we were to go in that direction, or perhaps in one of Riddle's little, I don't know, speedy teleporters, that
Well,
we would.
There
All of you
seems to
give me.
be-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jang Sao.
There seems to be a light, you said, in the forest.
I said? Uriah
Or,
said.
B. Dave. I mean, did you say there was a light in the forest and the light somewhere?
Not yet.
Oh,
Although,
okay.
although this is as good a time as any to say that while you're all discussing this amongst yourselves, you start to hear screaming and commotions.
Coming from where?
As you look at that map, Thellora, there is a village that is very nearby. You can't quite see it because the trees are so thick, but I mean, it's like minutes walk. It's just under like heavy tree cover.
Dolores'
Perhaps we
gold
should move
eye is going to
to-
get shinier.
Mhm.
Do all of you hear that?
It's sort of a commotion, or maybe a hubbub, I suppose. It could be a hubbub.
A hubbub?
A hullabaloo. if you
Actually,
must.
now that I listen, I think it's a kerfuffle.
Mm.
Kerfuffle
Most
would be an
definitely a
apt
kerfuffle.
description. Yep.
Mm.
It's been a while since I've been in a kerfuffle. She starts readying her fireball.
Well, I mean, according to the map, that's there's a village over there. Do you think people might need help?
Yes, I absolutely do. Let's go.
Oh,
And Thellora is going to be galloping in the direction of her bubble kerfuffle.
Excellent. I'm gonna say Thellora, being a horse, gets there, or at least half horse, gets there slightly faster than the rest of you, but it's not too difficult for you all to find your way. A small village stands on a rocky headland some 20 feet above the river. Stairs and lifts leading down to floating docks and a small but well-kept collection of fishing boats. Every lantern in the village appears to be lit, and there's no wondering why. Spectral shapes and figures drift along the settlement's main dirt track and side lanes, while terrified villagers cower in doorways, holding up light as if to keep the ghostly forms at bay. However, thanks to the good people of Idle Champions who have voted on this, voted for a few things. One, that Bahamut would appear to Nahara, and that a rival party would have arrived here before you.
Ooh.
So, as you all make your way into the village, you see what Widdle you recognize immediately as members of Cult of the Dragon. You spent a long time fighting the Cult of the Dragon. The rest of you, they just look like people that are just kind of wearing black robes. One of them is wearing royal purple, and they have dragon scales all over them. And a dark-haired woman is standing in the middle of them and is just yelling, "Back! Back! Everybody! We're in charge now. I don't know what's going on with these ghosts, but in the name of Tiamat, I will have an answer." You all see this as you approach from the caves, or from the woods. And I will say, since she rolled very high on her perception, as you all approach, you see she whips around quickly. And with that perception check that you already gave me, Thellora, I'm going to tell you, hold on. There are, there are 1, 2, 4 of them, Thellora. There's this woman in purple. There is somebody that looks like a mage, and 2 very lightly armed but heavily scarred men with axes. And all 4 of them kind of turn and look in your direction.
Thellora is going to literally gallop right up to, I guess, the one that looks the most important.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to like broadside pull up next to her, her entire, her side flanks and everything. And she's going to look at her and say, "We," and beckon to the rest of the crew have arrived.
Form of
Well-
dread just pops off.
What does your form of dread look like on the prime
Thellora
material
has no
plane,
idea what to say
Nahara?
next.
Yeah.
Her skin becomes kind of like very pale, as though like there is no blood moving in her body.
Mhm.
Her eyes glow white, like from the inside out. Her wings become no longer feathers, but spectral flames. And then, for the fact, it's always like she's got a fan on her blowing through her hair.
Yeah, it's very,
Yeah.
very dramatic. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can't be both
And she's-
fashionable and dreadful, then what's the point?
Yeah. Well, I'll say now she's just 10 feet in the air. Just
And as the form of dread activates, then almost as a balance, Uriah's holy aura begins to glow. He looks quite, very painting-like. We're here to help.
You see, she sort of narrows her eye, and she says, "I saw you all at the prison." Nope, we got here first. This is ours. Whatever's going on here, we will claim the relic from Mother Tiamat. We will bring her back to her full power. You cannot stop us, so you go look somewhere else.
Oh, Relic, we're just here to help the villagers, if that's all right. Surely we can cooperate in that to defeat these menacing spirits?
Give me a persuasion check, Uriah.
Let's go here. It's not too bad, yeah. That is a 16 on the die, makes it a total of 25. I assume she is not good aligned. Is that correct?
Nah, she is not good aligned.
Okay, I'd have advantage if she was good aligned.
She's the opposite of good aligned.
No.
As you say that, she just sort of like tilts her head, and you see a woman, a little halfling woman, pops her head up over a barrel that she's physically hiding behind, and she says, "The dead haven't attacked yet, so give them no reason to, I beg you. It's all those we've lost, you understand. I've seen my own Gran and Gramps, and my friend Marthy saw her bairn who died 3 years back, the poor thing. But they seem to be as scared of us as we are of them. And you all see what looks like the spectral outline of a young human and a lost cat balefully wailing in the distance.
Unfinished business. Unfinished business.
That's true. All cats have unfinished business.
Yes.
You see the ghost walks towards 2 adults and says, Betsa, Clyde, what happened to you? Oh, saints and gods, you were barely children and now you're grown. What wizardry is this? And you see the purple-robed cultist says, wait. Okay, we are not opposed to helping the people as long as they pledge their loyalty to Tiamat. All hail Tiamat! And you see all the cultists go, all hail Tiamat! So, as long as you agree that the relic is ours, you can do something about the ghosts.
Why should they have to pledge their loyalty to anyone for their safety?
They don't have to pledge their loyalty. They get to pledge their loyalty to Lady Tiamat. All hail Tiamat. All hail Tiamat!
Well,
is the relic here? That means whoever stole it is here. Is it here?
What are you planning on doing with this relic?
Restoring Tiamat to her full and rightful power. You clearly don't know this.
At the cost of what?
A group of heroes prevented Our Lady from returning recently. We had everything set up. We'd done it all right. She was going to come back and lord over Faerun, as was foretold, and she was interfered with. And we are going to set that right.
Are you a priestess then?
Indeed I am. I wear the purple.
Oh, yes, very fetching. As it happens, I myself am a man of the cloth and do serve Ezra, Lady of the Mists, who you might know better as the Raven Queen.
Can I talk to you about Tiamat, though? Like, if you're a man of the cloth, like, you're halfway there, but, like, Tiamat's blessings are voluminous and her power infinite.
I'm quite sure. I'm quite a fan of dragons myself, but the thing is, I'm not sure that evangelizing using the threat of force or possible death is necessarily something that I would, sign off with.
She walks over to you and she just says, so you're a cleric, right?
Indeed I am.
And she just sort of motions to your armor and the mace at your side, and she says, What's that about then? Because every once in a while you gotta do a little bit of thumping, right?
To be honest, I've never actually swung this in combat. This isn't my usual.
Thellora looks horrified.
He's just never swung it in the combat.
Now see here.
Hey, that's enough now. That's enough. There's no need to laugh at him. Maybe he's got his reasons.
Wait. Okay, no, really. I'm still kidding. Okay, no, you can deal with the ghosts because we don't really do ghosts, and then like we'll settle our business afterwards. His cat is what
I sort of.
Are you done? And she's like trying to be intimidating.
While Uriah is distracting, Widdle is actually going to sneak behind the bar and sit down next to that little halfling and go, shh, as she casts Disguise Self to look like one of the cultists.
So there is the woman in purple. There is kind of a nondescript man, and again, 2 kind of like scarred up barbarian types.
How about the nondescript man? I don't want to stand out too much.
Perfect. You immediately turn into just kind of a pale robed guy.
Uriah will just sort of like go, well, thank you. And he's actually going to approach the ghost that approached the 2 people. Hello.
Hi.
You seem to be not at rest. Would you like to be?
I was just working in the field, and and then suddenly like all these like weird figures started appearing. It's like the town is haunted. Like, what do you want with me? Stay away.
Oh, I am so very sorry to be the one to break this to you, but your time on this plane ended, I assume, and looks at the two adults. It's like, I assume some years ago, if you remember them as children.
It's our dad.
You've passed on.
I haven't passed on anything, least of which dessert, right? It's just, hey, I don't. You're a very strange talking ghost, actually. If you could
It's actually, well, the time has come for you to go to the reward that awaits you. What deity did you follow in life?
That I don't want any reward. I don't want to go on to anything. I just want to get back to the harvest.
That is a task for other hands. Your work is done, and now you must rest.
And what would you like to do, Uriah?
Well, I've got various options. First of all, he essentially wanted to get ghostly consent before he pulled this off. He was going to try casting Gentle Repose, perhaps. And if not, then there's other options, if that doesn't work. Again, not what it's specifically designed for, but
Uriah, you can see our chat right here, right?
Hold on.
Okay.
I sure can as soon as I put this on.
You and me both, buddy.
Okay.
There you go.
Actually, yes. I think the first thing that happens as Uriah is going through his repertoire of spells is Aslan materializes.
Look at them, boy. Look.
As Uriah turns from him and looks at the ghost with his Eyes of the Grave ability, as the pupils of his eyes become tiny skulls. And so I'm pretty sure they're undead.
Eyes of the Grave. Well, please continue your thoughts. Sorry.
Okay, but this will confirm what's going on. Maybe there's some temporal shenanigans.
Eyes of the Grave does let you detect undead nearby, Uriah. And you only detect one very faint undead signature kind of in the woods nearby. These things that you are seeing are not ghosts. They are not undead.
Oh. How extraordinary. I may have misspoke earlier.
I don't feel dead. I feel fine. I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. Why would I? Did I go to the bad place? Have I been doomed with eternal hunger?
Please ignore everything that I said before. I think I gave you a bit of a bum steer. I seem to have made an ass of you and me by making an assumption.
It's an ass ghost. Oh no.
No, that's not it. What's happening, I think, is that you've actually traveled forward in time. You're getting glimpses of the future right now.
The future has satyrs and centaurs and angel women, oh my?
Well, yes, at some point in your future, we visit your village. And at some point after your death, apparently.
When you say that, you hear nearby an old dwarf pops his head out of a barn, and he's wearing a pair of goggles and holding what looks like an antimatter rifle that he's not pointing at anybody. And he says, "It wasn't just the visions of the folks that came this night. The moment that storm started up, I saw it. There, down at River's End, I saw the towers of the old keep rise where there's nothing but rubble now, like a stone ghost. The Zentarum are behind this. I know it.
Zentarum. So that's how you pronounce it.
But, Uriah, you did detect one undead nearby.
I'll let the others know. I assume I also detect Nahara.
Yes.
Yes. So there is an undead presence. None of these fellows here. They seem to be time travelers. But over there. And is it in the same direction where the towers apparently were rising?
Not in the same direction as the towers. Actually, it's in the woods that you already came through. There's something undead in those woods.
Back the way we came, which means
but not far.
It might be following us.
Something something undead might be behind us, you're saying, Uriah.
Yes.
Do you have any inkling if it's just because somebody's undead does not mean it's hostile?
No, that is very true.
Everybody else.
Harmful
No.
assumption. Yeah, harmful
This
stereotype.
would be the time to tell you.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and I guess I detect Widdle.
Yeah, suppose you
too,
detect. Yeah, Widdle would
Yeah.
resonate with some undeath too. Alicia, I'm going to ask you. Can you see where we usually talk, Alicia? I have a question. Conveniently.
In our chat here, or do you mean somewhere
No,
else?
where you and I usually talk.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sending. As you all are looking at the trees here, hang on, I have to ask for a bit of clarification from Thellora here.
How far are the trees from us where we're standing right now?
Probably about 20 feet.
Cool. I want to try something real
I like
quick.
where this is headed.
Ooh.
Okay, I have Speak with Plants,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to cast that into the forest because it says I can tell them to do things, right? Simple commands.
Yep.
I'll,
As you cast Speak with Plants, you just hear like, oh my god, this is terrible. I was like, oh, this storm is terrifying. Like, oh my god, and then we all gonna die.
okay,
We're all
yes,
gonna die.
calm. No one's
what?
dying.
What? Oh, you speak tree?
Everything is okay. Apparently so. I
Oh.
partake in the trees.
Do they need our help, Jang Sao, over there?
They seem to be in distress. Fine now. However, trees.
Yes.
Do you see someone? Do you feel anyone standing near you that seems a bit, for lack of better word, dead? I guess in your terms would be maybe yellowish leaves looking, kind of dried up.
See, we are trees. We are not stupid, fair druid. We know what death is,
Oh.
and like
Been a while.
we're counting on it. Fertilizer. We eat dead things. You know, it's like about passively
Yes.
though, like not
You must
not
forgive me.
aggressively. Like it's you
Yes.
legged ones. You go out and like do
Legged
death.
ones.
Like we just like stay and like let death come to us. But yes, there is something. And Alicia,
We don't use that term anymore.
Alicia, what do the trees know is in the woods?
Okay, so I will say that right now, since all of us are sort of trained on what Jang Sao is saying, I guess Jang Sao would notice that, yeah, there seems like some of the plants that are smaller plants are starting to like curl up and die for like no reason. So all of a sudden, all of us sort of, you smell like this, like imagine like buttered popcorn and warm sugar cookies, like waft, like literally coming from the area that Jang Sao pointed out. And you hear like a with a little bit of like static, like imagine static electricity with a little bit of humming and this delightful aromas, like your favorite smell that you can imagine.
The trees say to you, Jang Sao, yeah, there is like a, well, I mean, it's Doesn't have any legs, which I mean, apparently that we think that's a positive, honestly. But it's like and it smells like fresh rain. It's just like right when it's so yummy. And but although get careful when it gets close, it's a little stingy. Like I lost some leaves, I lost some branches. But yeah, it's right over there.
Does it seem hostile?
What is Misty doing over there?
She wants them to come closer.
I say it. That smells like barbecue, like old Broadfoot's barbecue in Riverless.
I smell toffee, like candy, like a taffy pull. We used to have those back at home a lot. I wonder if it's someone I know over there.
I suppose we should go check. And then Jang Sao looks up at the trees and goes, by the way, usually I appreciate shade, but all this shade you're casting? Too much.
It's, I apologize. I'm a little freaked out because our death is imminent. I don't know if you heard me mention that we're all going to die. The storm will kill us all, but I hope to not be fertilized by you in particular, Drew.
I suppose we should go towards.
Yes.
But careful. If you get too close, apparently it's prickly.
Prickly. What's prickly? The candy that's in the forest that wants me to go pluck it.
Whatever it is, yes. I suggest we approach with caution.
I mean, I don't think it's candy. I think it's brisket. It's definitely brisket.
As Nahara turns towards this direction, I'll try to I will use my crystal to see what is actually there.
Nahara, when you try and look through the orb to cast True Sing, everything goes haywire. It's like you can't see anything. You are seeing these woods, but you're seeing these woods across time. It's not these trees. It's 1,000 of these trees. It's this village is a valley that is completely barren. It's a village like sometime in the far future, there's odd buildings of concrete. It's just all of it. It's like this incomprehensible just mass of like if you tried to play every song on your playlist at once. It's just noise.
And with that information, I will turn towards the rest of my party and see is there only one of us? Is there...
There's only one of each of them, but it's still even hard to make out. Like it's just it's like the orb's not working right.
This is... And she'll try to
try turning it off and then
try turning it off and turning it on again. I've tried that sometimes. This is...
So I just want to be clear. Is everyone smelling something different leading us on this way? Yes, I've got brisket over here.
Brisket?
What do you smell, Nahara? Do you smell anything?
Clearly, cotton candy from the Witchlight Carnival.
Oh, yeah.
That was the cotton candy from the Witchlight Carnival was...
Well,
is it something different for all of us?
Yes.
What in the world would smell like brisket, cotton candy, taffy pull? Where the heck is Widdle? Has anybody seen her? Did we leave her somewhere? Did I
Widdle,
step on her?
No, Widdle knows that everybody is heading out. So she's gonna make this really quick. She emerges from behind the bar, looking like one of the male cultists, and walks up to the group.
None of them notice, having rolled a big old 4 on the perception. You just hear
wonderful.
Like one of the scarred up guys is like, if they got peppered snails, I'm calling dibs. What do you mean peppered snails? That's salted fish, fire flakes. I want some fire flakes. Oh, please, Tiamat, give me fire flakes.
And as Widdle hears them talking about this food, she says to them, in her best male British accent, do you know what I heard? Is that Tiamat is going to use this relic against all of us. And she walks out.
And you're like, whoa, way to be a downer, Steve. We just wanted some fire flakes. When I didn't even know Steve was coming with that.
Typical Steve.
Like, what's this guy's deal?
He needs a girlfriend.
You know? Did I hear that you all are making your way towards the forest?
Yes.
Yes.
Although, Widdle, wait, hang on, sorry. Widdle, give me persuasion.
Okay.
See how much discord you are able to sow in their ranks.
Come on.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not nearby. Never mind.
Yep.
How
8.
far are we from Widdle?
8, Widdle.
Yep, I should have taken that lucky feet.
I say that you're all kind of close. You haven't left for the woods yet.
Okay, if she's less than 60 feet away, I'm gonna give her guidance on that.
All right. You will add a fat D4 to that.
Is it a D4 or D6?
I thought guidance is a D4.
It's a D4. Womp womp.
Yep.
Do I roll it or do you roll it?
You can roll it.
You can roll it.
I mean, we're at an 8, so let's see if we can get above the median.
10.
Widdle, you don't get cultists to suddenly question their faith, but you do get them very much powwowing about how much Steve sucks. Like ever since the battle,
Huge
he's
bummer.
just such a downer. Okay, like I mean, yeah, all right. There was like 16 heroes fighting against Tiamat, and she let that one little halfling kill her. We all saw it, and then they're just like arguing amongst themselves as you all are heading towards the trees.
All right.
Nice.
And when they approach the trees, what happens?
Okay, so the scents that they're all smelling become really, really strong, and the static electricity noise becomes definitely louder. You guys, okay, so Thellora is sort of in the, I guess she's right behind Jang Sao. So I guess if Jang Sao is leading the charge, Thellora is right behind her. If any of you are looking, you head toward like an area that just seems to be the most intense smell and static electricity sound. And if you're looking forward, all of a sudden you notice there's like these little pinpricks of light that are appearing above Thellora's head. Thellora does not notice it. And she looks at Jang Sao and says, "What is the tree saying now? I mean, we don't see anything here."
It smells like clean laundry. The trees are Oh, Thellora.
Yes.
What is this going on your head? There's light sparks flying out of your head.
What?
Do you see this? Is she points at a little puddle on the ground for Thellora to look at.
Okay. What is this? Can someone tell you what's going on here? Nobody
You're right.
knows?
It's me.
Uriah, you do sense a faint undead. As if it is undead, it's just not a particularly powerful undead.
There does seem to be. I'm getting some. Picking up some undead resonance here.
Resonance of undead, and right when Thellora says that, right above her head appears this thing glowing about this big. Imagine it's this big.
Yay!
Sort of appears above Thellora's head, like, and it has like all you see are gums and 2 sharp teeth right here, and just all gums and huge eyes. And right when it appears, it disappears. And Uriah, you're gonna feel like a little nip right on your neck, like a nip, like almost like a love bite sort of thing, right on your neck.
I think it bit me, but not in a mean way.
Sorry. And right in front of your face is this puffball.
We got all the practicals here. We've deployed the puffball, and then we deployed the other puffball. He's like somebody's getting bit. I'm in. Like tag me in, coach. Yeah. Sorry. Please continue, Alicia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's basically this giant puffball with big, huge, green, glowing eyes, 2 teeth, and aren't you just looking at you like this? Sorry to bite you. I had to bite you because I can't smell you. Oh.
That's all right. No harm done. Are you telling me that there's no actual brisket? Is that what you're saying?
No.
You smell wonderful.
Yes, you do. Hello. I am Uriah. I suppose King Uriah of Darkon, and this is my wife, Nahara. These are our friends. That's Jang Sao, and that's Widdle, and that's Thellora that you appeared above just before.
Jang Sao is furiously painting, like, I must paint you. It's the most beautiful thing she's ever seen.
Missy just floats toward like the center, like looking at all of them with this big grin on her face. And she says, "What are you?"
We're various things. We're all different sorts of things. Might I ask what you might be?
I can't smell you. Do you know why I can't smell you? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why?
Is it because you don't have a nose that I can see?
Exactly! And she disappears.
And then she seems kind of bitter about it.
I don't have a nose. That was rude to point it out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were setting me up for that. And am I supposed to ask how do you smell at this stage?
One of the cultists just yells, "Terrible!"
Yes, I teed him up for that.
How does he see us?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, why Steve over? Steve, get away from those people!
Steve is just gonna walk behind a tree and turn back into Widdle.
And you see, like, Nahara has, like, dropped her form of dread as, like, Uriah is saying all this. She, like, very slow motion, like, leans in at that, like, what he said, and just out of curiosity takes, like, a little whiff and goes back to her.
Never mind. Missy, she's still sort of just floating in the middle of them, and she just said, "Okay, I'll tell you who I am. I'm Misty, the Will-O-Wisp." And as she says it, like, she just lisps, like her tongue goes through the face between her teeth, and she's literally spittle. Spittle is everywhere, so it's right in all your faces, sort of like. So like
Spittle on Whittle. That should be the next ICP
don't
code.
spittle on Whittle.
Spittle on Whittle. Spittle on Whittle.
Jang Sao immediately writes the name Mithy on the bottom of the painting. Mithy.
the Will-O-Wisp.
The Will-O-Wisp.
Oh, fascinating. I've made something of a study of will-o-wisps. Van Richten had an entire chapter on them. But you don't seem to be malevolent, as they often can be.
You don't think I'm evil?
You don't seem to be, but...
Oh, no. Oh, no. You look terrified. We're terrified.
Oh,
We're terrified.
Evil, yes. Oh,
yes.
the most scariest thing I've ever seen.
Misty's trying, like to look as frightening as she possibly can.
So very,
I will have
so
you
very.
know. You. I have no hands and I can't point. Just pretend you see my finger pointing at you. I just passed the Will-O-Wisp Tribunal. And now, I am an official Will-O-Wisp. Would all of you like to come to my swamp and die?
Oh.
I'm sorry, is that an invitation?
Yes.
J-
I know
Jang
it's short
Sao.
notice, maybe next time.
Jang Sao, you hear the trees say, "Wait, we can just ask people to come and die?"
I don't. I mean, and she starts speaking to the trees. All you guys hear is, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa."
You bark at the tree.
Get it? I'm bark. Get it?
Bark.
All right, thank you all for tuning in. That's this has been Idle Champions. We're just gonna, there you go. We'll see you next week. Something will happen.
And Jang Sao's like, "Yes, I mean, it doesn't really work, but for her, we'll just pretend that it does. But no, it doesn't really work that way." Jeez.
I mean, if you guys don't go to her swamp to die, can somebody just stay here and die? Like, we could use some fertilizer.
Do you need it that much? I mean, like, I might have some old fruits that I can throw on the floor for you if you want.
Yeah.
Okay,
Deal it out.
Okay, yes. Okay, you know what? As a thank you for your help, yes, we'll do that. Oh, whoa.
Right.
Does anyone happen to have any rotting food or anything old that they can get rid of? Perhaps we can get rid of the weights. These trees, they are so needy.
Oh, well, it's funny because I haven't actually eaten in some time, but I do always carry a few dried kippers with me.
Do you just
That's what I was smelling. All right. Oh, I'm relieved.
Some for the homies who ain't here.
I also still have a preserved toe.
Oh.
You've still got
Maybe
the toe.
just try the
It's still
toe
in my
muffins.
inventory, so I'm going to say yes.
I have many questions.
I will not. Yes, many questions, and I want the answers to none.
Yes. On our next walk and talk. On our next walk.
Yes.
Yes,
I don't have anything rotting, but I got this vial of blood. Will that work?
Whoa. They said yes.
All right, here you go.
It's pretty metal, especially from pour it out for your homies. Great. Misty, you are aware that this storm is starting to build up in the east, and you should not be here, Misty.
All right. Listen, but I like talking to all of you. I have important things I have to do. It's really rude to keep me here. But I forgot what I was supposed to say. But now I remembered. Mm-hmm. She's going to float over to Thellora and say, you. And Thellora's going to look at her and go, yes. And Misty, all of a sudden, out of her fur is this amulet's going to just drop. And Thellora's going to catch it in her hand. And it looks like an oval shape, but it's red. But inside of it, it looks like lava is moving inside of it. And Misty's going to say, you're going to need your friends. I move in very dark and mysterious places. Scary places, frightening places that none of you have ever been.
Yes, very, very scary.
Terrifying.
And I know the darkness is coming for you and your people. Exactly. You. I know that darkness is coming for you and your people. You're going to need your friends. Now, I have to go. Until next time. The offer still stands. Just give me advance notice if you want to die in my swamp.
Oh,
and
you'll be
disappear.
You'll be the first we call if we ever want to die in a swamp.
See you later.
Thank you, as voted on by the champions, by the players of Idle Champions, that Misty the Will-O-Wisp would make a cameo today. So thank you.
I miss Misty.
That
was awesome.
Thank you, Alicia. As you all, I love how menacing her little eyes are. As you all make your way sort of back towards the village, something is different this time. You see all the villagers are down on their hands and knees, and all the cultists are down on their hands and knees. And the woman in the black and purple is standing with her back to you.
Now, I'm sorry, what did we say about the forced evangelizing? I really don't think that these people necessarily want to worship your god.
Oh, Uriah. It's not forced. And she turns around, and although she's wearing the same thing, she now looks completely different. She looks like a olive-skinned woman with black hair that hangs straight down to her shoulders, a face that you have seen before, Widdle. It's the Dark Lady. It's not forced. They've just had a divine vision. I would like to speak with you all. This seems important. And as Tiamat has decided to get involved in what's happening here, I think this is a great time for us to take a quick break. We're going to do quick 10, just 10. We're going to come right back. The drawings are going to open here for the things I said at the top. Let me remind you of what the swag is real quick. Boom. It is our D&D Icons of the Realm Planescape Adventures of the Multiverse Limited Edition box set. In the international giveaway is Idle Champions Thellora's Arrival Collection. You can enter now. We will tell you at the bottom of the episode who wins. But don't go anywhere because this is something near and dear to my heart. So be right back. 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay in your teeth.
Stay in your teeth. Oh my God. Hello and welcome back. So, as Tiamat the Dark Lady stands before you, she says, "Oh, fear not, mortals. I recently made an accord that I would not destroy Faerun anytime soon. So I assure you, I am not here in any hostile capacity, even though the last time I saw you, Widdle, I believe you were a part of an ensemble that was sent to defeat me. Tell me, whatever happened to that adorable little halfling, Penelope? Where is she?"
She's well, I'm not gonna tell you that, but I do have those 17 friends who are willing to come and help us.
Look, I said
if
I'm not
needed.
here for violence. I gave my word, and my word counts. That's why I give it so rarely. I, of course, don't mean Penelope any ill will. She's my friend. I would just like to say hello, or just what? She's not here with you. Just what happened to her?
She lived happily ever after.
What? Did she get married?
How do you know that?
I'm a god, Widdle. I'm trying. Listen, look, this is, and she comes walking towards you. She's like, "I'm trying to build rapport, okay? I don't do small talk well. I do chaos and destruction, and bow before me or I'll consume your soul, okay? The last time we met, you helped kill me, and I'm trying to move past that by establishing rapport based on the one thing we have in common. Help me help you, Widdle. Did Penelope get married?"
Get an insight check?
Sure.
Uh, 21.
Ooh.
She's absolutely inscrutable, but you sense no deception from her. You do remember the last time you saw her, she told Penelope she could have kept fighting, and she stopped for her sake and died in Penelope's arms. That is the last time you saw Tiamat. So she really shouldn't be here, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
You did watch her die, but you don't get any sense that she's lying to you.
Yeah, now that you bring it up, I'm kind of confused how you're still alive. But to answer your question, Penelope and Freely got married. It was a beautiful ceremony. on a flying city.
She
I would say I
married
wish
my-
you were there, but I don't even really wish
it's-
you were here.
Right, that's fair. That's valid. She married my nephew. She's part of the family now. That's wild. Well, I don't need to bore you with the TLDR, but some friends of yours, let's see, Evelyn, Strix, Walnut, Virgil and Kent, they weren't there for the real trouble. Brought me back because the universe needs me. As I told you the entire time, I am pivotal to the functioning of reality. And in my infinite magnanimous generosity, I said that we were even. They'd help kill me. They helped bring me back. In exchange, I would not harm Faerun. Now we're here. I'm kind of tied up elsewhere. Do you all go know a guy named Lord Soth? Don't make any deals with Lord Soth. He doesn't keep his end of the bargain. I've never met a man I could trust. Have any of you?
It's
No.
at this point, speaking of men that
No.
you can't
Men are
trust,
trash.
that
Yeah.
Azalin materializes.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yes, Lord Soth is most duplicitous, Dark Queen.
Azalin Rex. Oh. Are you trapped in the crown? What is...
You find me somewhat indisposed, lady, but surely a being of your power can circumvent that. Free me from this state, and I will gladly destroy these fools and serve you.
She walks up and she just reaches out, and when she goes to touch Azalin, she can. She kind of pushes his wispy hair back a little, and she says, "Speaking as someone that has spent my fair share of time dead, I'm sure that you will bounce back soon. I tell you what, if this whole chaotic time collapse things gets sorted out and you can make it to Kryn, I will grant any wish you want. I'm there now. They know me by another name, Takesis, but oncoming dragon hordes, it's quite great. I've nearly completed my subjugation of the planet. It would have been complete if not for Soth, so I don't have a lot of time here. I'm actually here to help."
Help!
The adults are talking, boy.
Azalin, I've heard stories about how charming you are, and she turns in very slowly and looks at you, Nahara, and she goes,
She uncomfortably lean in as well.
I remember you. Oh, how could I forget this face? But I smell the stench of my brother on you.
Oh no, that was kippers that that Uriah had in his pocket from earlier.
I had some kippers.
Kippers. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Well, I tell you what. I will help you if you all will do me one tiny favor. Just a little teeny tiny scotch of a favor. Just one.
Go on.
You owe me, Widdle. All I was trying to do was bring peace and order to all of existence, and you helped kill me. The least you could do was a little...
What is it?
You see, she stops and she looks at Jang Sao, and she goes, "Ooh. Have you ever made it to Kryn?" Kryn space, it's sort of, near infinite eons that way, but for someone like you, distance is nothing.
The name sounds familiar, yes.
Well, if you manage to avoid the apocalypse, do please pop by. I would say I would make you a general, but I could make you a regent. I can anything your heart's desires.
Sorry, did you say
Me.
apocalypse?
Oh, yes, you, Jang Sao. You. Yes, I did, Uriah. And you realize she's saying your names even though you guys haven't told her what your names are. And she says, okay, sorry, hang on. I get distracted. I, too, love works of art. And you are wondrous to behold. I'm sure such stories you have to tell. Do you have a goldfish swimming about inside of your lantern?
How do you know so much about me? How do you know my name? Also, circling back.
Tiamat. Like I'm my brother and I created all of existence. I'm the embodiment of chaos and power. You know, like surely you must have heard of me.
T-Mart? Sure, it rings a bell. However, circling back, did you say anything? Any wish?
Yes, but you must get to my lands. As I said, I have forsworn these. But I would be happy to help. I'd be happy to help any of you that make it to Kryn.
Sure. And then she tucks her lantern with Silgar behind her, hoping that Tiamat forgot.
So, here's the thing that I want from all of you. I'm going to help you save all of time and space and creation because let's be honest, time and space and creation is where I keep my things. And I just want you to do one little thing. Make sure you tell the Raven Queen and the Lady of Pain that you couldn't have done it without Tiamat. I want everyone to know that it was by my grace and generosity that the day was made. That's it.
I understand.
That's
you know,
all.
I do understand. As an artist, credit is very important. Now, you say that you want them to know it was you. How exactly will you be helping us to, I suppose, earn this credit and not?
Yes, and are you going to be paying us in exposure?
I believe for once, the compensation I'm asking for is exposure. Just this one time. Yes, just this one time. Also, Thellora.
Yes.
I just wanted to apologize because I know that my dragons have maybe fed on members of your herd at different times in the past, and that's awkward.
Those were
sorry.
your dragons?
All dragons are my dragons, except the stupid ones. I mean, half the dragons are not my dragons, because who wants, like, gold ones and, like, platinum ones? No, but, like, yeah, the good ones, you know, red, blue, black, green,
I don't
white.
care what color they are. I have bad news for you. I don't know you. Where did you go? Across the room? I have bad news for you. You're going to die today. For all of my people, the lands you have attempted to destroy.
That would be a waste of a good wish.
What?
What? We could use some wishes.
I said I wouldn't
Thellora.
destroy Faerun. I didn't say I wouldn't destroy her. You all should intervene on your friend's behalf.
Thellora, perhaps
you. Yes. This is a being which I don't think we have much chance of standing against, Thellora. And there's the whole matter of saving all of time and space.
also
Hold that
God.
What are you guys saying?
She's a god.
Yes, Thellora. Don't you want to know what lay inside the mountain? Don't you want to get back to lead your sisters?
I feel like I'm making a deal with the devil. Do you understand?
You are, in a manner of speaking, but again, I'm not asking for anything but credits.
Can I have an aside, please? with
Yes.
my-
No, it's it's good. It's a good thing that there's not some terrible time storm about to destroy all of existence. No, I'm gonna go
Real
over
quick.
here with my cultists. I'm gonna let them
Real
go
quick.
and bow at my feet. Yes.
Real quick, bring it in, gang. Here's the thing. As long as time gets restored, who cares who gets the credit for it? Does it really matter?
As long as we're not performing an overtly evil act, I suppose. But I don't think we can trust her. I mean, by her
Oh,
very
absolutely
nature.
not.
Yes.
But I mean, but she seemed all right.
Azalin is also in on the huddle, by the way.
Just she notices. Just
Oh God.
we can't fight her. That's a fact. Thellora, I'm very sorry, Thellora, but there's just no. She's God. But wait.
I believe they say that we would be, the word is mollywopped.
Yes,
obliterated
obliterated utterly. And as much as I would enjoy watching that, all of time and space, all of existence is at stake. I would suggest, Centaur, that you temper your anger and perhaps strike when the time is more opportune. Well, I mean, he can't be trusted either, but he's actually making a bit of sense.
Yes. And
You
Aslan,
hear-
don't you trust her in granting your wishes?
Tiamat kind of raises her voice and says, Thellora, you won't be there to defeat Solemnar if you die today.
She
Dolores'
is
eyes
joking.
just go wide. I wish my God could tell me what to do right now.
A
You're
god
right.
is telling you what to do right now.
Stop
Not
eavesdropping.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm back
What
to.
is the point in huddling
little
away when
You know-
she can just-
privacy.
You know, that's on me. That's on me. Okay, sorry.
Come on, boundaries.
Dolores.
Earmuff.
Firan Zalhonen suddenly materializes and goes, what is everyone talking about? Look, there's no time to bring you up to speed, fool. Yes, could you two take this somewhere else? And listen, I know that the desire to avenge losses must be great, but we have to look at the bigger picture, yes?
I agree.
For the greater good, I don't mind sheathing my sword. But trust me, it yearns. It yearns. But I can wait. I do have a question for you, though. Do any of you know why credit is so important to her? And I don't mean because she's an artist of death, Jang Sao. Riddle, you said you killed this thing before?
Yeah,
Well?
she's got a pretty big ego, but also the Raven Queen told us she hired us to save everyone, and Tiamat's got this relic, right? And then this watch took us here.
Yes.
And I think this is our purpose.
So I should hold my sword then? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Please.
As you, and she points to Aslan, said, I will do what I have to do for the greater good. Because I know that in the future I will get mine too.
Yes, the
But
greater
don't try anything
good.
funny.
Oh, perish the
Oh,
thought.
forgiveness. She's sort of
Right. So,
Aslan
shall
gives me
we-
the creeps, but okay.
no, I mean he's creepy. Is there? Should we let Tiamat to Kisa's? I think we're done. I think we're
Tiamat,
tied in.
quick question. And I tap her on the shoulder. Quick,
Sorry.
two things.
Have you ever heard Kinder music? It's just bangers. Just
See
bangers.
about that? I was going to ask you what you were listening to. Great choice, yes. We seem to have come to an agreement.
Short-term agreement. Don't get too
yes.
excited.
I understand. I am going to give you the one thing that you had in very short supply, or more rather, I'm going to save it for you. Time. Look, and when she points off in the distance, where you saw the ghostly towers before, that vision flares again, but with no need to concentrate on it now. The banners of Zemtarum snap in the wind and clear your mind despite the distance. The wind starts to whip up, and it's like a hurricane. Like Nahara, it makes where you can't even fly. It drives you to the ground. And Tiamat turns and looks at you all, and she says, "The storm is time itself. Still your mind and concentrate, and you can use it to your advantage."
Interesting.
Well, I have some experience in meditation. Uriah will try it, like a will roll
So we have an unusual mechanic for how this is going to work over the course of this whole thing now, where you are going to give me a charisma check, either Arcana or Insight or Religion, and I want you to keep track of the result that you get, because this is going to add up.
Insight, you say?
Yes, Arcana or Insight or Religion.
Okay.
Oh, that is okay. A nat 20 plus 18, so 38.
You know what? Actually, all the rest of you roll because it does matter. This.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that's a hard enough carry though. So still give it to me though.
I rolled an insight and got a 29.
29. All right, excellent. Again, 30 is godlike success, so perfect, right? Mm-hmm.
I rolled an insight and got a 35.
Man, nothing gets past
Oh my
you
god,
guys.
no.
Yeah, Thellora.
I rolled religion, it was terrible.
Oh, what was it, Thellora?
It's all right. 8. These aren't my stats, man.
Perfect. In Widdle.
Actually, Widdle actually has a +8 to insight, and I still only got a 12.
Oh,
So this is what I want you to keep track of, because this is going to matter over the course of our entire adventure. For Uriah, Nahara, and Jang Sao, this is a success. For both Thellora and Widdle, it is a failure. Just keep track of that, okay? However, with such grand success, Uriah, for a split second, Aslan's gone. Farron is gone. Even your friends seem frozen in time and space. And it's just you and the Dark Lady. And she says, I realize something, that you need to go. I am not good.
No, I gathered that.
I have not had positive interactions with good. If you ever meet my brother Bahamut, he's insufferable. Heroes have been literal and figurative thorns in my side for eons. But there's something about you. You always put others before you. Why?
Why? Well, because I believe it is my duty to do so. I follow the teachings of Ezra, who you know as the Raven Queen. And in that aspect, she serves as a protector for those innocents who dwell within the domains of dread. It is a terrible place, but there are good people who dwell there. And that must be preserved and protected. That is why I do as I do.
I don't particularly value the truth, but I know it when I hear it. And although it turns bitter on my tongue to speak it at times, I will admit to you I do not understand what you've just told me, but I will think on it. I have had no small amount of dealings with the Raven Queen, but I think she chose wisely in sending you 5. Go and, if you can make your way to Kryn, I would hope you give Soth my regards.
I've met him.
He's the worst, but you know what? Well, there's time for that. There's time for that. Go, hero. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Uriah, with the... Oh, was somebody going to say something? Sorry, okay.
Actually, before... Yes, Uriah does that.
Mm.
You don't hold dominion over moonstone dragons, do you?
Well, I mean, I'm Tiamat. I hold dominion over all things, right? Of course, I mean, of course, yeah, right. But I mean, specifically, are they in my catalog? I don't actually know. Why?
Oh, just curious. No reason. No reason.
You are not a very good liar. And she just like turns you and like faces you towards the keep, Uriah. And all of you see behind you where she was standing, even though time is slowed down to almost a crawl, like you can see individual leaves falling down as the lightning is coming out of the sky. It's just in slow motion down to the ground. And you feel yourself able to move within it. And out of the Dark Lady, you see a pair of huge wings open up. Wings that you know quite well, Widdle. And 5 heads come out. A white one, a blue one, a green one, a black one, and a red one. And underneath each of you sort of nudge you forward as you feel yourself moving through time at like a superhuman speed, crossing an impossible boundaries, moving faster than any living thing possibly could. And as you move, the world shifts around you like frozen images, creating the appearance of you standing stock still while reality races by. Then in the blink of an eye, the movement stops and you stand where the river meets the moon sea and an impossible sight looms before you. The mighty edifice of Zintel Keep rises as high walls along the water's edge, linked by bridges. But this city of the Zentarum as it existed more than a century ago, appearing solid one moment, then fading away to a spectral shimmer that reveals the present-day keep in ruins. Then those ruins fade and the keep is a fast-growing city, then a spread of initial fortifications surrounding stone shelters, then a trading camp of wagons and tents set against an empty wilderness. As you watch, the vision stutters and cycles erratically through different years, through different centuries. Every age of the keep is seemingly being focused through the storm, which twists overhead into a great funnel cloud, slowly reaching down towards the earth. And as you all move through, the city is at its greatest extent, but much of it lies in ruins. The rebuilding effort is well underway, but work crews have scattered beneath the unnatural rage of the temporal storm that looms even lower now. Farther down the street, a tall human warrior moves quickly with a squad of Zintillar soldiers close behind, all of them watching the sky. His graying hair is tied back in a ponytail, his cold gray eyes sudden catching a sight of you as he raises a hand to halt his soldiers, their weapons quickly drawn. I know every mercenary in the service of Zintel Keep, but I don't know you. And your presence here beneath this unnatural storm suggests that you may well be linked. Identify yourself and explain your presence here now. In Nahara, as you witness this, a wave of awareness comes over you as you find your hand drawn back to your crystal ball. This information comes bubbling into your mind that I have sent you over here in our separate chat.
On Discord or?
Yes, on Discord, yes.
Gotcha.
The real magic, Discord.
So this is just like knowledge that I magically pick up, or do I hear?
See Nahara's eyes glow with that blue-white light again, and you just know, but it's not like you know, it's like you remember. It's like this was not something you knew, but now you're like, oh, of course that's that guy.
So this, can I just read this?
Sure.
This is Orgoth. Am I saying that correctly?
Again, as your guess is as good as mine. That's how I would have said it, but this is what happens when there's things I've read for years and never said out loud. But Orgath sounds good to me.
Veteran of Zentalor leader and lord of the Zentil Keep. Cold and merciless, Orgoth has long held his position by trusting no one and dealing ruthlessly with his enemies. Instrumental in ousting Manchun from power and was directly responsible for the Archmage's murder.
In Nahara, as you feel your fingers clutch around your orb, that man is not human. It's like something is being hidden from you, something that is sort of just like scratching at the back of your mind, like you can't quite recall it. But he is not... Sorry, couldn't mute in time. He is not what he appears.
What is he?
All the rest of you see and hear this. What would you like to do?
I'm
Does
going
he-
to
Go on.
just because it's been a while. Nahara will ask Azalin. Do you know what this creature is?
To Aslan's senses. Oh, go on.
Let me just say one thing. Azalin absolutely knows what I'm about to put here in the chat that you can easily see, Uriah. But it is up to you what, if any, toll Azalin is going to want for that.
Ah. Very good. Interesting. You seek my counsel, do you, my pupil?
Well, you are my warlock daddy, as it were. And it has been a while since I have had any sort of teachings, any sort of help, any sort of anything positive at all. So yes, I believe this is your turn to jump in the game. I'm tapping you in.
You wound me, my dear. All of your power flows from me, even in my somewhat bedraggled state. What would you wish to know? The nature of this man?
Yes.
Would you consider yourself in my debt?
Oh,
for such
come now.
knowledge? We've danced this dance before. You know the steps. Simply say it, and I shall tell you.
And begrudgingly, she's just like, will you please tell me? Because I'm asking nicely now, and I've used the P word. Can you please
Indeed.
help
Oh.
me figure out what this thing is?
Of all the incantations I encountered, there is none quite so powerful as that particular magic word. You do not face a man,
As he turns his gaze on this guy.
but a fiend. And no ordinary fiend. One of the very highest caliber. The aristocracy of the Nine Hells, as it were. Not a duke, per se, but a pit fiend.
A pit-
When Azalin says pit fiend, you see it, Nahara. As you're looking at this man, he's a man, but then he's not. He's this hulking monstrosity, like 12 feet tall, this horrifying demon, and then he's a person again. Again, it is like this entire timeline is all collapsed. You see Orgoth as he was, and you see the Orgoth that took his place, the pit fiend. And as this is happening, you see he turns and looks at you, and the wall of swirling cloud is barely 100 feet overhead now, scouring the tops of Zentil Keep's highest towers. I apologize. I'm going to sneeze again any second. And Orgoth glances up, and then he smiles darkly. I see it now. He raises one hand to the sky, and a pulse of blue-white light fills his eyes. I remember now. Manchun's death to come. His death already past and remembered. I remember it all. And the world around you ripples, the street and the soldiers suddenly fading to ghosts, then shredding away on the wind. Orgoth's human appearance collapses to blood-red shadow that leaves his hulking pit fiend form behind. I remember your deaths to come, heroes. This will be sweet. And as he holds his mace, the sky suddenly turns blue-white, a blaze that turns the ghost world of Zintelkeep around you to daylight bright. Bolts of clear lightning slam down around you, holding in place as they scour the ground, seeking something. Orgoth is gone. Visions of the city flashing past, blurring through time. Then the image solidifies. At its center, 100 paces from you, a huge tower manifests in the ruins, 100 feet high or more. A wall abuts it, charting a course around a compound within which 3 smaller towers rise. The lightning snakes towards it across the ground, striking stone and spreading out and upward to turn the tower into a beacon, burning bright through every age of Zintelkeep, blazing across time. The edifice before you is the High Tower, one of the 4 towers in the Sanctum of Manchun. This is the epicenter of the storm, and without knowing how, without knowing why, you understand that the Archmage is coming here and will rewrite history unless you stop him.
Azalin leans forward to Nahara and says,
His name is Arbarax. Not his true name, mind. But perhaps he may be bargained with.
It seems as though that's all that anybody wants that we encounter.
You did draw from the cards.
I did draw from the cards!
That would be your biggest obstacle. All of you give me another one of those charisma checks. Arcana, Insight, or Religion.
That's 14 on the die, so 32 total.
32.
37 for me. It was 19 on the die.
This is y'all.
21 for me.
21.
16 for Widdle.
16 in Thellora.
5. These
That
are
is
my stats, man.
That is once again 3 passes and 2 fails there for you all. You hear Tiamat's voice in your head again. But this time it is faint, like she's far away from you now. And she says, last time, gonna help move this along a little bit, but after this, you're on your own. Also, remember to duck. So, as you all fly forward through time, this time something strange is happening. The lightning is coming down and crashing all around you, but it is almost like the storm is fighting itself. Like something inside is trying to help you pass and also stop you. Unfortunately, as you all are moving through this, it is like parts of you are being torn apart. And hang on, this is a little specific here. I think Uriah had the highest there.
And that last one,
Nahara did. Oh, Nahara? Okay. 2 things happen. As you're moving through here, it is like time and space itself is like ripping and cutting at you. And even as you all make it through successfully, you all take 18 points of psychic damage. Except Nahara, you being at the head of this, it's almost like you slip through and you only take 9 points of damage. But unfortunately, Thellora, it's like she's pushing a wave that like comes around and crashes back on you. So Thellora, you take 36 points of psychic damage.
B-Dave, I assume if we have anything that mitigates,
Yeah.
we take that up.
Yep. Not accounting for any damage mitigation. And as the light fades, you find yourselves in the tower's high-ceilinged main hall in the midst of a running battle. Dozens of soldiers in the livery of the Zintalar are fighting each other, blood and bodies spread across the stone floors. One captain tries to rally forces behind her, screaming, "For Manchun!" But a badly wounded sergeant defies her with a laugh. "Ha! Manchun is dead. The Zentarum belong to Fazul Kimbrel and will be purged of your treason." And as you look up above, you see the ceiling shimmer and fade, the upper levels of the tower appearing as spectral images laid on top of each other. At the topmost level, the power of the storm is at its strongest. A circular chamber hung with black draperies. A lectern at the center of the chamber is set with a huge tome that you suddenly sense as if you were standing beside it. You feel the chill of cold iron in the tome's clasps and locks. You touch the hideous dry slickness of its whitish purple beholder hide covers. You sense the eldritch power of the history locked in its pages, and you know that this book is the focus of the storm's wrath. And immediately you're back down at the back of the stairs. What would you all like to do?
Did you all see that?
At least we know what it looks like now.
Are you guys familiar with this?
This
You seem like you
tome?
knew, or your dad seemed like you knew who it was.
Oh, well, yes, again, not strictly my dad, per se. I consider the man who raised me my father. But, yes, the pit fiend, he replaced the man whose form he was taking. And something about Manchun trying to alter history.
What?
So is Manchun alive or dead?
It's a bit of a, well, let's say that you had a box with a cat in it, and you weren't sure whether the box
Oh my God.
contained a living cat or a dead cat, and there's really no way to be sure until you look inside. So until you do open the box and look inside, the cat could theoretically be alive or dead.
Not only, yes, is this Schrodinger's Manchun, but also, Widdle, you know that this is one of Manchun's clones that is trying to do all this. The real Manchun died here. You are moving back and forth on either side of Manchun's death, but your enemy, the one you saw in the prison, is a clone.
Wait, does that mean that perhaps he's trying to prevent the death of the original Manchun?
Oh,
Oh.
we're in the past then right now. We're before.
Think so? It's all getting rather confusing, but I think stopping Manchun is our priority.
And this
Then I suppose.
Orgoth guy, he wants to kill Manchun, so maybe we should make a bargain with him.
Oh,
Bargain? I can't bargain with our weapons.
Now,
No?
theoretically, yes, we could strike a bargain, as Lynn has pointed out.
I would advise against entering into any sort of contract, verbal or otherwise, with
I
residents of the
would-
Nine Hells.
As the Taroka deck card that I pulled had warned against it.
Jang Sao, I think you were trying to say something?
I suppose we get our hands on that tome, yes?
Yes, it seems to be the focal point of whatever's
And
going
we
on.
know where it is and what it looks like now.
Yes, I suppose we do.
We do. I have an idea.
It
Right.
is theoretically right upstairs, but as you say that, you see the stairs are coming in and out of reality, and they're there and they're not, and they're ruins, and there's people fighting and there's not. It's just like everything is this like swirling, chaotic mass.
He
yes.
said
So would
from
casting,
God.
Well, hang on, sorry. What were you trying, Nahara?
would casting locate object make it a little easier for us to find?
you have an innate sense it is up there. Like where it is not a secret. Like you basically you saw it very clearly. You're like,
There's
it is
no
right
like
there.
obstacle of time. Okay.
Right. There's obstacles of time. There's not obstacles of location. It's
Gotcha.
right up there.
Can anyone besides Nahara fly by any chance?
Because of the way the wind is whipping all around here, flight is not really an option. You could try to enter that super speed state again by concentrating on your will. Thellora and Widdle have been grappling with that one, but it is an option.
I suppose we try that.
Yes, I suppose that's our only option, shall we?
There's one other thing.
Yes.
When this staircase comes back into reality, Widdle is going to cast Time Stop and see if she can walk up to the top of this tower and grab the tome.
Interesting. Widdle, you cast Time Stop, but give me an ability check. Your intelligence base, isn't Widdle? Just give me an
maybe?
Nope.
Nahara will do a little
straight up intelligence check.
Nahara will do a little tap dance and give her a bardic inspiration.
Okay. What's your bardic inspiration die?
What does
D6.
Roll it, Widdle.
Can I give her my wheel?
You can, which means, hang on, let's pull up your wheel of exactly what it's going to do. I believe.
I call it Jesus Take the Wheel.
Tiamat,
I'll take
the
whatever
wheel.
help I can get because I'm up to 11.
Yeah, Tiamat, take the wheel. Creature you see within 30 is about to make an attack roll, save ability check, and use your reaction to roll a d6 and add the number.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll do another d6.
Tiamat, take the wheel.
12.
Oh, was that
Widdle.
Oh,
God.
All jokes aside, Widdle, you are a very powerful wizard. Like you have your own share of control over time and space. And as you slow everything down to the best of your ability, it is like everything is actively fighting back against you. But Widdle, as you're trying to wrestle with this, you hear a voice that you recognize, and yet somehow you've never heard it before. And it just says, "Please, you have to fight. You can't let the Archmage win." And then you hear a single cry, like a child's voice screaming out in fear. And then you see a wave of things, Widdle. You see people fighting on the stairs. You see you, Widdle, laying dead on the stairs with a winged demon pulling a pitchfork out of your chest and just looks down at you and spits. And then you're back here.
We have to get that tome.
Yes, that's what we were discussing. Did something happen? Did I lose a moment there? What?
It's a weird story. I went up the staircase and then I heard this voice that sounded familiar, but I don't think I've met this person. Maybe not yet. Maybe sometime in the future. And then I heard a child crying. And this voice was telling me that I have to fight. And then I saw a war. And I saw my dead body there.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that before. It's not fun. I'm so sorry.
Well, then I suppose we have no option but to focus and try to keep the stairs in our reality. Yes. Do we think we can manage that?
Of course we can.
Yes.
We have no choice.
For both Thellora and Widdle's sake, I'm not gonna make you roll this again. As you do manage to make your way up the stairs, and the towers become an island in a temporal storm. Its floors, walls, and ceiling faded to translucence in a shimmering veil of blue-white lightning. At the center of the topmost chamber, the tome sits atop the lectern, but as a staccato vision, there for a moment, then gone, phasing in and out of time. And then suddenly on the far side of the chamber, the storm flares to disgorge 3 fiendish figures. Orgoth, with a pair of horned devils at his side, the exact creature that you saw killing you, Widdle. The pit fiend assesses the still-facing spellbook on the lectern with a knowing smile. Manchun will come to claim the book. He says, but we have beaten him here, and he will earn his death a second time. End these fools first, and quickly. And as you see, he starts moving towards the lectern, and the horned devils come for the 5 of you. I need all of you to roll a d4.
Oh boy.
Okay.
4.
3.
3.
3.
Perfect. You all feel, as you're looking around, something different happens this time. You see the room filling up with different versions of you. You see multiple Uriahs, multiple Naharas, some of them winning, some of them losing, multiple outcomes. You see the pit fiend killing you all. You see you defeating him easily. And a bizarre effect washes over you, where each of you gain a certain benefit based on what you rolled. I heard 3s and 4s. Did anybody get a 1 or a 2?
3.
I got 2.
All right. Widdle, you regain your highest level expended spell slot or the use of one of your limited class abilities. For those of you that got 3, at any point during the fight, you can take an advantage on a d20 roll. You can use this anytime you want. And those of you that got 4, if you choose attack, ability rolls, or saving throws, each time you make that roll, you basically have guidance. You can add a d4 and add that roll to the d20. But here is one other complicated bit, because this is you helping yourselves outside of time. You not only have that ability, you can choose to give it to someone else if you want.
Okay.
And with that, roll initiative.
Okie doke.
Oh boy, here we go.
I do have advantage.
17.
All right. Oops. Oh, so sorry.
21.
Nice.
Total of
21. Uriah,
lucky 13 total.
13. Nahara.
9.
All right. And Widdle.
8.
8. All right. That is not in order, but Thellora, you are going to go first. There is a 12-foot pit fiend and 2 7-foot horned devils here, and the pit fiend is trying to get the spell book. What would you like to do?
She's gonna go after the thing that's trying to get the spell book.
Thellora,
first. Yes.
you have a paladin aura, don't you?
Yes.
What's your aura?
What's my?
What is your aura?
Oh, let's do aura of protection. No, wait a minute. Let me see which one I want to do.
Oh, it just happens. Like you don't. This is just a being around you. Like you get them all.
Yeah. Well, I haven't mean aura. Because I'm 17, I have aura of protection and courage. So.
I mean, they both happen.
Yeah, +4 bonus to saving throws, and we just can't be frightened as long as you're within 10 feet of me.
And does Thellora say anything as this happens?
Yes, she just says "Jordetta," which basically means like sort of let's do this.
Perfect.
And it sort of bolsters all of you. You just feel a little bit more brave. You feel a little bit stronger. That's all. A little bit denser. I don't know.
Perfect.
Depending on what you're on.
Going after the pit fiend. Go ahead and roll
I
it.
feel so safe when I'm around you, Thellora.
Okay. So now I can attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I have a couple here. So the first thing she's going to do is pick up this. I mean, her sword is still sheathed, and she's going to reach for this. Yes, there's a words on your lips.
I was just gonna say, as Thellora is charging forward, you see this just radiating aura of menace coming off of the pit fiend that just collides with Thellora's aura of goodness and just like push against each other as she's coming forward. But yes, have at it.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, the first thing she's going to do is raise this giant spear. It begins to glow and sort of like vibrate. And she's going to raise it and throw it. How is this thing with, like, I guess within 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, that means I get extra things. Okay, so the first thing, let me do the first attack thing. Oh, come on. Oh, no. But I can use my advantage now. I'm going to use it.
Mm-hmm. This will be a good time. It's a pit fiend.
Ridiculous. Okay, better. That's going to be 17 plus 17 plus 24. So that's a 24 to hit the first one.
More than enough. Let's get the hits and then we'll do the damage.
Okay. The next thing she's going to do is, because she's a polearm master, she's going to hit it with the thing with the other side of it, with the other side of the spear.
You should be high enough level to have just 2 normal attacks and that bonus attack, right?
Yeah, I have attack, extra attack, and then I have any bonus attack. So because she has a spear, I'm going to use the polearm part of it. So the extra attack. Well, I mean, okay. Well, I'll do that first then.
I'm gonna get the hard hits in.
Yeah,
get the
23.
The chunk hits.
The 2 hard hits.
More than enough.
Okay, and then she got. I mean, the other one was only a 14.
That is not enough. It's like bang, bang, and then it just folds a wing in and blocks the third hit there. Do you intend to smite?
Yes, I do.
Remember, because
we're good at like getting used to spear.
But because this is
going to be because the weapon is sort of vibrating, and I said it's glowing, it is going to be a searing spite. So when I hit the creature with a melee weapon, my weapon flares with this white, hot, radiant intensity, and the attack does an extra 1d6 damage to the
What
enemy.
kind of damage?
Let's see. It says ignite flame, so it has to be fire.
Yep. It is highly immune to fire.
It's highly immune to fire?
Yeah, it's a pit fiend. But however, because it is a fiend, you do extra damage on your smite. It's either an extra 1d8 or 2d8. I forget what level you get the extra bonus. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you figure out the damage and just give it to me when you got it, all right?
Okay, cool.
Okay. Next up is Jang Sao.
All right, this is my first time playing this as a druid, so can I turn into starry form first?
You absolutely can.
It's a bonus.
What does your starry form look like when you do that?
Jang Sao starts to almost look like she's levitating. Her eyes shoot out bright yellow gold or yellow white light. All the shimmering stars on her body shoot out of her body and orbit around her and start spinning impossibly fast and suddenly stop and crash back into her. She is now glowing. The chains and stars and moons dangling from her horns are all glowing. She is now bright. She looks like an exploding star. This is my starry form. Glad you guys can see it.
Like my starry form, you guys. I assume you're
starry form.
I assume this is the ranger or the archer rather, the archer form.
Yes, she's taking the form of an archer.
Okay.
When you activate this form as a bonus action,
you get to attack.
You can make a ranged spell attack. Yep. Cool. So a ranged spell attack. She opens up the lantern that she carries, filled with stars and Silgar. She plucks a star from her lantern and charges it. She's spinning it in her palm as it charges up, grabs it, and she flicks it towards the the pit fiend, and it's like a bullet flying towards him.
Yep. Roll your attack.
Here we go. What do I roll? Oh, sorry.
Yep, there it is. Mm-hmm.
That's a 28.
More than enough. But hang on, tell me what but you can give me all the damage at the same time here. So that is just a bonus action. As your action, what would you like to do?
Oh, it's my action. Oh, I get to do more. How cool.
You do.
Let's see.
When in doubt, guiding bolt. You could just start blasting if you're not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with guiding bolt. I'm gonna go with guiding bolt.
What level would you like to cast it at? Because the higher spell slot you use, the bigger hit it is. But you also can't use that spell slot to do anything else with it if that's what you do.
It says here in my actions, my guiding bolt is first level.
But it's up to you. You can spend up to 9th level if you want.
Okay.
It is a first level spell. That's why it says that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do. I'll do a. Yeah, let's get sexy. We'll do a level 4.
Level 4, perfect. Roll
Guiding
your
bolt.
attack. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's a 29.
Also, more than enough. Thellora, do you have that damage?
Yes, 24 points of damage. And I got improved Divine Smite because it was a melee.
Wait, with 2, you hit him 3 times, and you can smite up to 3 times as well. That should be way more than 24 points of damage.
Whoa, wait. I did the attack. I thought I didn't hit with the 3rd attack. I thought I missed.
Oh, yeah, you missed. Well, even so, 2 attacks with 2 smites should be way more than 24 points of damage. Because anytime you him, you can smite him.
I can smite him. Ooh,
yeah.
I thought it was just one
I'm just saying, double check the math. You should hit
All
hard.
right, thank
Hang
you.
on, I'll come back. Jang Sao,
I like this. Yeah, come back to me.
What was the? So you got the guiding bolt damage and the starry form damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do guiding bolt first.
Hey, just click on it right there
Oh,
next
that's
to the.
another dice.
Yep.
That is 19 on the guiding bolt.
Perfect.
And then where's my starry form? Okay, starry form damage is 12.
Perfect. And it is also glowing. The next person to attack will have advantage. But unfortunately, it is the Pit Fiend's turn. Because I'm pretty sure Thellora's not going to drop it.
Well, actually, I got 35, so you can give him that. But maybe those things kind of hurt him a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe they sting.
Right. So, how much total?
It's 35.
Right. Okay.
A little better. But I missed that
Perfect.
one.
Perfect. All right. Excellent. As you sort of like smash into him, he turns and looks at you, Thellora, and he just says, I'm going to enjoy this. And he just sort of explodes in a barrage of attacks. Thellora, what is your armor class?
19.
So his first attack is a 20, unless one of you is going to do something to make it not bad.
Oh, yes, actually. Sentinel at Death's Door.
Oh, you're going to make it not a crit.
It is
Perfect.
not a crit point.
What does it look like when Uriah does that?
Uriah, of course, as a grave cleric, can negate critical hits. And he does, who's the attack going on?
Thellora.
As this attack comes towards Thellora, the shimmering shield of Ezra appears between her and it, absorbing some of the blow and causing it to not be a critical hit.
Perfect. Unfortunately, yes, this was about to be worse, but this is a terrible enemy. Thellora, give me a con save.
You have a +4. What kind? Just a regular con save. Okay. I have advantage, and I got +4. Well, that's a 20, so I'll take that. +4, 24.
Oh, a natural 20?
Yeah, it was a natural 20.
I'm gonna spice this up then, because as its like mouth is coming towards you and you see it dripping with poison, Thellora,
Okay.
as Ezra's shield appears there, I'm going to let you avoid this bite completely with that natural 20 con save, because otherwise it would have been poisoned. And this bite is its worst damage. However, unfortunately, it is still going to claw you for 17. It is going to hit with its tail for 24. I'm going to give you all this here. And it is going to hit you with its flaming mace for 36 points of damage. So you all watch this demon just explodes like pow, 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 pow.
Are these critical hits? No.
No, it got Uriah saved you from that being worse.
Okay. Well, I have a defense against certain critical. That's what I was asking.
Oh,
I do.
Well, what is your defense? Because maybe Uriah doesn't have to intervene, just in case.
It's literally. Oh wait, because of I guess what I'm wearing, I have a immunity to critical hits.
Oh, well then take back the Sentinel at Death's Door. Uriah, you put that back in your back pocket.
Okay. I could use that later.
Indeed. Perfect. However, it is now. I got everybody's damage from both your attacks, right? Okay, perfect. Uriah, give me that charisma save, or not charisma save, that charisma check again.
Going off insight.
Yes.
That is a 13 on the die, which makes 31 total.
As you're looking at this, the storm is drawing every existing version of Manshun's spellbook through time, drawing them to this final moment. But disrupting the storm's power where it's funneled through the lectern will break its focus, sabotaging the Archmage's plans. It's not the book you need to attack, but the lectern.
Very well. Uriah shouts that out to those who are better at breaking things. It's like, it's the lectern! We want the lectern! As he, rather uncharacteristically, charges forward, hoping to catch all of the demons or the devils rather in this. So in his presence, in the presence of his holy aura, this light flares, probably makes them very uncomfortable. They probably just hear like church music that they just can't get out of their heads. So they'll all
but like the worst like contemporary Christian, like Ezra, lift your name on high. Ezra, love to sing your praises.
Yeah. You remember Striper? Yeah. Remember Striper? It's them. But so they will all be at disadvantage on any attacks on him, but hopefully that's not going to happen because with his action, he is going to do an area of effect. Hold on here. Spells. That would be Word of Radiance. So first he speaks his Word of Radiance. That'll be a con. That's his action. A con 20 save from all of them.
Well, they do have chunk cons. Let's see.
And DC is 20.
Hold on. I got all my. Wait, where'd my Horned Devils go? The Pit Fiend succeeds, but both Horned Devils fail.
Okie doke.
I want to use my Omen on the Pit Fiend.
Woo! To do what?
That's a 7 for him.
Oh, the Pit Fiend fails too!
Ooh! Well, then they will all take this rather good damage I rolled. They will all take 32 points of radiant damage.
Woo!
Nice.
Perfect.
But that was just the appetizer, because the main course is actually my bonus action. As Uriah speaks aloud a divine word.
Ooh.
So, which I don't think I've ever actually been able to employ this spell in game yet.
Yeah, it hadn't been a lot of fiends in the mist. Yeah.
So underrated.
So they don't visit that part of town.
So they all have to make a charisma 20 save.
Shockingly, the Pit Fiend is not uncharismatic.
He's got force of personality.
But it doesn't help that I rolled, and he's got advantage, and I rolled 6 on both dice. So literally double 6s. And then the Horned Devils got 1. So they all super fail. Yep.
One more 6, he'd feel right at home.
Exactly. He's like, oh.
So now the effect of this. So Uriah has spoken a divine word imbued with the power that shaped the world at the dawn of creation. So he's choosing all 3 of these guys. He can see them all. Do any of them have 50 hit points or less?
No, they're all doing pretty good. Oh, I know what you're doing with the divine word.
Yes, but well, that doesn't matter because the main effect is if they failed, regardless of its current hit points, any fiend that has failed its save is forced back to its plane of origin. Can't return by any means short of a wish spell.
I just used Divine Word in a session on Sunday. Ironically enough, it was a variant of Tiamat that did it. And no, they've all got plenty of hit points. And the Pit Fiend turns and looks at you, Abarax, and he just says, it's just a scratching. No, it's not like this. You won't stop me. I'll have my run.
The power of Ezra compels you. The power of Ezra compels you.
And you see the three of them disappear, which there are a number of spells that do not work because of the timey-wiminess, and I just checked, and Divine Word is not one of those things. So there you go. Clutch teamwork there, you all, which I will say will bring us out of initiative because all hell's breaking loose, but I'm still going to go to Nahara and Widdle because they've yet to act yet.
And Uriah is still yelling, the podium, the podium!
So I'll still come to Nahara here. So what would you like to do, Nahara?
Well, how far away is this book?
It's just sitting on. It's like right in front of it's right in front of you.
I'm grabbing it.
But as you go to grab it, it just vanishes. You see it's coming in and out of existence right in front of you, just like it's there and it isn't, and it's there and it isn't, and it's there and it isn't.
The podium! The podium is the key! Destroy it!
Where's the podium? Is it on the podium?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's sitting on a lectern. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Do I need to do anything? Should I waste a fun spell, or should I just Eldritch Blast this thing?
I mean, it's not a waste if it works. I would do whatever you can to destroy it quickly. Honestly.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just do, because I get 4 of these. Let's just do like 4 Eldritch Blasts at this thing.
All right, start rolling. And actually, I won't even make you roll. Just give me the damage. But actually roll, because on the off chance it's a 1, a lot's happening. You could be off. And Widdle, what would you like to do?
Widdle's going to cast Disintegrate on this podium.
I don't know that.
I think the Eldritch Blast is going to loosen the jar lid a little bit.
Yeah. All right, give me the Disintegrate damage here.
All right. That's a lot of dice.
Mm-hmm.
121.
Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez.
And Nahara?
Well, I rolled a nat 20 for the first one.
Yep.
Woohoo!
And then a 22, a 23, and a 13.
More than enough is like Uriah, you're compelling fiends off of the prime material plane, yelling about the lectern, and it's like without saying a word, Nahara and Widdle are both like, and you all see this thing just start to get blasted, and black shadows feed from the point where the storm was touched. The flow of blue-white lightning momentarily suppressed like fire quenched by driving rain. And tendrils of shadow and blue-white light scour the walls and the floor of the chamber, twisting around each other like snakes, as if summoned from that shadow where it flows and pools around the lectern. The spellbook appears there solid for just a moment, then scoured by shadow and shredded away to nothing. And a blue-white whirlpool forms at the center of the chamber, and it expands around you, seeking you. Once more, an eldritch vortex opens up, and you are falling into darkness that has no end. And that is a good place for us to stop. So, before we go, you know what? After all this time, I still didn't mention, although I guess you know now at the break, that there's a Beadle and Grimm giveaway. Surprise! Spoiler alert! And there's always a Beadle and Grimm giveaway after the break. Whether or not I tell you is where the odds are 50-50. But Jay, being much better at this, I'm sure, put the drawing in there for a $25 gift card for beadlandgrims.com that is open to everyone. Congratulations to our winner of the Planescape Adventures of the Multiverse Limited Edition box set, Newblard 2006. Congratulations, Newblard. Again, pay attention to your whispers. This is where they're going to let you know. The winner of the Thellora's Arrival Collection, the most arrival collection, is No Mercy _G Nerd. So No Mercy Nerd there. I see what you did there. So congratulations there. Again, pay attention to your whispers. That's where they're going to talk to you about the fulfillment. Use code ICP20 at dndmini.com for 20% off your next order, except for life-size and foam replicas. Thank you, Whiz Kids. This expires on November 22nd. Our Beetle and Grimm winner is Button Mashers OM. Button Masher some. Yeah. You win the $25 gift card for use of beetleandgrimms.com, which again, everybody who is better than me at this was taken care of behind the scenes like a glove. Again, special thanks to Lauren and Jake for producing. Thank you to Jay for moderating. Thank you to Alicia, Gina, Mark, Meagan, and Noura for bringing their characters to Idle Champions Presents. Again, Thellora is available now. And thank you for bringing Misty back to say hello to everyone. Again, it's got on here. Thank you to me. It's weird. It's weird.
Thank you to B-Dave. Hello.
Yeah.
Stop. You stop it. Stop it.
Minty is adorable.
Yeah.
Yep. Check out Nahara, Uriah, and Widdle's new faction skins in the in-game shop. They all look super cool. Log in to unlock Thellora during the Liar's Night in Idle Champions, and we will see you next week for the third episode. It still says second. That's not on me. But it's all timey-wimey. We're going to do the second episode again. Tune in next week for the third episode of Idle Champions Presents Fatebreaker. We'll get started at 10 a.m. Pacific on Monday, October 30th. I think we'll only be in 2 countries that time, too, before we scatter back to the winds. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.